Hi everyone, it's Justine, the Twilight Stamper, and today we're going to be creating a card using the stamp of the month from Close to My Heart that's for May 2015 called Just Sayin'. Now this stamp seems to be a little bit more for like crush books or for scrapbooking, but I decided to use it and show the versatility by creating a card today with it since that's mostly what I create these days. So I started off with this really cute background stamp. It's about an inch by an inch and it's the chevron pattern. And I'm just going to be stamping a background here in several different colors: canary, pixie, and thistle. I completely eyeballed this pattern here, but if you wanted to use a ruler and measure this, or a T-shaped ruler, that would work as well. And I'm just going for sort of a setting them halfway and just kind of off-centering them. And in the end, I decided to choose to throw a couple off the edge since they didn't quite fit 100% the way I kind of would have liked them to. And so I'm just stamping in the random colors, making sure none are side by side. And again, I'm just making sure that some of them go off the edge. It makes it look more natural. And I'm going to make sure that I go back to the other side of that and do a small part of the edge as well. I then cut a piece of 4 1/4 by 11 piece of cardstock, and this is going to be my card base. The front panel we just stamped was measured at 4 by 5 1/4. And I'm going to add some of this pink washi tape that I have in my stash that's also from Close to My Heart. So I wanted to make sure that I created just the edges so that it wasn't just a white on white card like I had originally planned. And I did the top and bottom originally and decided that the sides definitely needed to be done, which meant I had to cut some washi tape to be super straight and then place it on the sides so that it didn't overlap, so that the patterns didn't interfere with each other. And because the front panel is going to lie on top of it, you won't really see that they don't line up. You won't notice. Once that was all finished, I decided that that was still a little bit too white for me, and usually I really like the white on white look, but it just wasn't working for this card. So I went in and distressed the edges using the Pixie ink and a blending tool from Tim Holtz, and I decided to go in as well a little bit deeper into the corners and really create that pink shade going in, because then again I thought that it still didn't look quite right. So by starting off on the craft mat and then working my way in, I added some of the shades, and as you can see, these inks work just as well as distress inks do. They might not blend as well together, but overall the actual effect is just as good. Make sure you clean off your area in order to avoid getting a dirty card. I put some 3D tape on the back of this card panel and I attached it to my card. The last thing I had to do was just add the sentiment. So I grabbed the sentiment from the same stamp set that says anything's possible, and I inked that up using some thistle ink, which is the purple color that we used for the background as well. I decided that I need something that really was bold and that popped, and that the pink would have just blended in where the purple pops out. So on this really small scrap piece of paper, I stamped anything is possible and cut it out by hand using my microtip scissors. After I had finished cutting it out, I had placed it onto my card where I thought it would look nice. I originally had planned for the bottom right-hand corner. I also tried up at the top and things like that, but I decided on this placement. I attached it using some 3D tape as well. So this card actually has quite a bit of texture. Again, I washed my area to be sure before I started to fold the card. Remember, you can cut off those excess pieces of washi tape. They lift up no problem so that the inside of your card looks just as professional as the outside. So that's the end of my card today, and I hope you enjoyed this small card tutorial featuring the Just Sayin' stamp from Close to My Heart. If you're in Canada and interested in purchasing any of these products, check out my link below.